You got a 3-speed to go in it too, don't you?
I've got a 3-speed that a guy's got that he said he'd sold me. So
yeah, you getting bell housing and flywheel and all the parts?
The bell housing is there, but I don't know if a flywheel and clutch and all that is. So
yeah,
I've got to investigate how much of a flywheel costs too. You know.
I think they're still pretty common. I mean, it's Chevy parts, so they ought to be around. I'm thinking.
Of course, when you put it together, you should have a new clutch anyway. But the flywheel is what I'm kind of wondering about. You know.
I don't know if you necessarily need a new one or not. I mean, you can look at your old one and tell if it's good and get by with it.
I don't even know if a clutch is there. I know that the tranny and the bell housing's there, so
yeah,
that's what I like to put in it, this 3-speed.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Well, I mean, that's what I like. I like to shift. I like to shift gears.
I want this one a little different than that one.
Yeah, well, right. That's like me. I got an automatic in the Rambler. I like having the gears to shift in the hot rod. It would have been a lot cheaper and a lot easier to put an automatic in that hot rod. You know, put a small block Chevy and an automatic in there would have cost me hardly nothing and wouldn't been any trouble at all. But I wanted it to be different, you know.
That's what I want to do. I've got some wicked good ideas for my shock mounts up front.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
Well, basically, I'm going to take in. I got a box in all these frames anyway, so I'm going to take a piece of plate and make sure it's like maybe 6 inches wide, this plate, and I'm going to come up like this at an angle.
Right.
And then there's my shock mount.
Yeah.
And then I also, if I can, once I get the front end on it and adapt it, I'll have it, I can mount my headlights on it.
My headlight on the shock mount.
I'm just going to box the end of the frame in with my friggin' shock mount.
There you go.
Have it come up at a curve.
Yeah.
And then from here up.
And then your big grill there is going to kind of fit down over it all, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be behind the grill.
So I'm figuring that it will be right around where you want a headlight too.
Yeah. Is the radiator going to fall inside that tube there?
It will fall inside the tube. I measured it. If I cut the flange where it bolts to that front cover off, so wherever that it's got to drop down through, I got to cut the flange.
Right.
Then it will drop down in there.
Yeah.
So I don't have no problems with the radiator going in at whatever height I got to do.
That's a right sturdy little rig you got there, you know. That's a right sturdy rig you got there. The way you got it set up.
Well, I work on heavy equipment, so
yeah.
I might go a little bit overboard. I go to the car shows and look at some of these T-buckets and stuff, and they got little tiny trailing arms, like
I've seen
inch or 3/4 inch pipe and stuff, and that, I don't know, it just looks too wimpy to me. I want something that looks heavy duty.
When I was fresh out of high school, a boy in the neighborhood built a T-bucket, and he bent his own radius rods out of some pipe.
Yeah.
And he went to get it inspected, and when he hit his brakes, his front axle folded under the front end because radius rods just collapsed on him.
Yeah.
He had to go back to the drawing board and start over on that one.
I do like the old wishbones, a split. They're good heavy duty looking, you know, that's a heavy duty look.
Yeah.
A lot of the radius rods on the rear ends of them are just little tiny things, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But if I want to do a burnout, I don't want them folding up on me.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.